Yo, what's up, folks? What's up? I intentionally put on the effects like this, just because, I just want to try something different or whatever. But today I'm gonna talk about Amazon.com and Amazon being a seller and a buyer. Okay. Being a buyer from Amazon.com is probably one of the most splendid things you know you could actually do. Amazon is just great. It's a wonderful place to shop and you could get everything. Now, on the flip hand, Amazon gives you the options to be an individual seller, okay? And I'm going to talk about the good, I'm going to talk about the bad, and I'm going to talk about the implications of it all, right? Very quick video. So, being a seller at Amazon, again, is like one of the best things ever because you have the opportunity to get exposed to 80 something plus million people every month. Okay? Again, people, like I said, 80 plus million people every month you're exposed to. Okay? So if you're selling that one item, the chances is that you have millions and millions and millions of people. The number is so vast that you can't even imagine looking at that product. So that means that the odds of you getting that particular item sold is expanded exponentially versus if you put it up, on probably like your own website, probably on a local profile on Facebook or whatever. It's like second to none. Okay, the exposure that you get for your product. So you could really do very well if you're selling stuff. The downside of selling with Amazon is that there's issues with payment. Let me explain. Amazon, I guess, in their wisest, in their efforts, to be good to customers, hold their sellers accountable. Okay, so if a customer buys a product, then, the seller doesn't get the money right away. Okay, the seller doesn't. Okay, that is good. That is awesome for the customer. It really and truly sucks for the seller. Okay, say for example myself, I sold a piece of equipment recently for about, close to $800. And I shipped the equipment right away. Okay, so almost same day, next day shipment, tracking number and everything got sent. It was delivered probably like 2 days later. So everything was great. Okay. In Amazon's effort to protect its customers, Amazon holds my money for 2 weeks. Okay. So now I've already paid for shipping. I've already shipped the item. The customer has already received and signed for the items. So Amazon holds my money for over 2 weeks. Okay? Now, it so happens that I was fortunate again to sell another piece of equipment for about, close to $600 or whatever. Okay? What happens is that brought my total balance that I need to get from Amazon to close to, over $1,000 or whatever. So instead of me getting at least the $700 or close to $800 or whatever, Amazon decides that they're gonna split that money again. So instead of me receiving $1,000 or at least my initial close to $800, Amazon is splitting my money again and sending me $464 or something like that dollars. Now, imagine if you have bills to pay. Imagine if you have rent to pay. Imagine if you have tuition, child care, and all of these things, okay, to pay. And you are a seller on Amazon. Do you understand the stress and the frustration and just plain old, oh my God, what is happening? Okay? Do you understand it? If you have all of these bills and all these things to pay, it's a very, very, very frustrating and very stressful situation to be in. Okay? So, I'm glad that, there's a service like that has been created. I can't knock it. It's great, to buy from them. You get your stuff, and there's a lot of good things, but this payment system, oh my God, it could be extremely frustrating. And not only that, another thing is that Amazon, if you're selling stuff on Amazon, whatever it is that you sell, Amazon takes a percentage for a listing. Okay? And sometimes these fees can become extremely exorbitant. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you end up, Amazon sometimes take like $80 something off the top of your product, depends on what you're selling. Sometimes even 100 or even more, depends on what you're selling. And it's just like, whoa, because you put in all the work and everything. And, again, it's not something that, you're going to have to stress or whatever, because, listen, it's just the cost of doing business, You're getting exposure to over 80 something million people, and, chances are the stuff that you wanted to sell, you would have never been able to sell it, if you had stick to just your core group of people that okay, or, sometimes even eBay, so it just in terms of the payment, it just really sucks, it really sucks, it really sucks. So my advice to anybody that decides that they're gonna sell on Amazon is that you could do it, But just know that, you know, as a seller, you're going to be waiting and waiting some time for your money. So it is probably the best thing to just not, just not depend on Amazon as a main source of income. Or at least if you're going to do selling on Amazon, at least have some backup cash somewhere, so when Amazon do get around to paying you, okay, you're gonna be able to say like, okay, you're gonna see your money whenever they decide to pay you, and it's not really gonna affect your life. But if you're, just a little guy that has things that you need to sell right away and you want your money, man, I prefer you take a risk somewhere else where you know that you sell your product and you collect your cash right away, because Amazon as a system where they keep sellers money in reserve, and sometimes that could end up being 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sometimes it could end up even being longer than that, because again, like I told you, if you have a reserve of like $1,000 or whatever, and you sold another product, okay, you're not getting that $1,000. What they're gonna do is split your money again and send it. Okay, and that could be extremely frustrating again, because imagine, you getting your money in a lump sum versus getting it piecemeal. Okay, just getting a piece of the pie here, a piece of the pie there, and you have bills to pay. It could be extremely frustrating. Okay, so if you're gonna be selling stuff on Amazon, just know what you're getting into, and don't use it as a primary source of income unless it's something that you're going to be doing for the long term, and or it's something that you're selling and you just want it to be sold and you could wait on the money or whatever happens. But if it's something that you need to get ASAP and right away, Amazon is not the place for you, because in one way it's a good thing, because there's scammers out there and blah blah blah. So just in case customers get products that are messed up, they could get their money back and whatever you. But as a seller, whew, it sucks. All right, so beware. I'm out.